Wiggins has to go. Wiggins, pull-up jumper, no. Towns a rebound, lets it fly. And Karl-Anthony Towns drills it at the buzzer. A catastrophic finish for the Grizzlies.
Carmelo's been a good closer in his career, too.
There's no question. Carmelo's been one of the best closers in the history of the game.
Westbrook gives it up. Carmelo for the lead.
You saw that coming, man. Once you saw that dribble handoff.
No timeouts for the Wolves. 4.7 seconds. Gibson's got to get it in. Does. Wiggins drives across midcourt. Andrew lets it fly at the buzzer for the win. Andrew Wiggins banks it in. And the Timberwolves, an unbelievable win here in Oklahoma City. Wow. Curry steps back to tie. Oh my goodness, Steph Curry, you are ridiculous. Trying to get it up the floor. Gets it to LeBron, gets it away for the win. And King James with the game winner here in Cleveland, breaking the hearts of the Timberwolves in overtime. Rubio turns it over. Wade will heave it. It's good and it goes, and it does go. Wow, are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Dwyane Wade fired up, and why not after the half that he's had here in downtown Minneapolis. And Derrick Rose, see a little red around the eyes.
He loves this game. He loves to play. He thought it was all being taken away from him. To have a game like this, 50 points against a good team.
Crowder, three, no long rebound, tracked down by Rubio. Ingles will fire for three. That won't drop. Another rebound. Exum has it blocked in the corner by who else? Derrick, 2011 MVP, Rose.
And everybody just streams out on the floor to greet him, showing the respect. And they all know what this means to him. They know what he's lost and now what he's trying to find. What a great moment for Derrick Rose and all the stuff that he's been through too.
You could not have scripted a better ending to this game for the Timberwolves. And you see the emotion on Derrick Rose's face. A 50-point effort to get the Timberwolves a gutty win over the Utah Jazz.
Stunt on Beal and actually.
Oh my goodness, how did he thread that through there? He's got 10 assists in the opening quarter, and the Timberwolves right now are absolutely pounding the Washington Wizards.
Unbelievable.
This a thing of beauty. A magician with some sorcery against the Wizards here tonight. The final road game of 2019 finds the Timberwolves in California's state capital, with Minnesota's current state of affairs looking far too much like a lengthy filibuster. Is tonight the night they figure out a way to break out of their 11-game quagmire? We tip off tonight's three-point play with knowledge the Kings have been well tested this season. Sacramento has played in a league-high 13 games decided by 5 or less. In fact, 6 have been decided by a single point, with the Kings victorious in 4 of those. If the Wolves are to end their skid tonight, they'll need all hands on deck, or in other words, more of the same. Minnesota's bench has been flat out balling over the last 4 games. I mentioned the Timberwolves' 11-game losing skid. Sacramento also has had its share of problems of late. The Kings have been dethroned in each of their last 4 contests. And hello, everybody. Welcome to Sacramento. Dave Benz alongside Jim Petersen, a former Sacramento King player, if I will. Jim, the Timberwolves, their bench has been near the bottom of the league all season in terms of production as you have a visitor.
Oh, sorry.
A shot to the ribs. Wow.
Sorry, Bear.
No
Bear.
love lost between division
Bear,
rivals
what are you
here
doing?
tonight. You're messing up our live shot.
Doug Christie was saying it's really an impossible thing what De'Aaron Fox did, taking a round ball, throwing it off the front of a round rim and having it come right back to him. It's improbable.
There were so many things that were improbable. I asked Luke Walton about the game before the game tonight, and I said, you know, for that result to happen, everything had to go right for your side. Everything had to go wrong for the other side.
Yeah.
And, you know, he said, hey, credit to his team because they never gave up. But
yeah, it's really true.
Man, it was 8,378-0 were teams with a 17-point lead or better with under 3 minutes to go. At least going back to 95-96. Culver unable to get it to go.
I'm just not a fan of that play.
Towns, I'm a fan of that play. LaVine sees an opening and exploits it with the hammer dunk.
He didn't give up a three, though.
Yep.
And he had it. He could have shot the three if he wanted it.
Yeah, he could have.
Still a lot of time left, though. Back to a one-possession game.
Back to the step-up angle screen here, Jim.
This is the predictable part of the Timberwolves.
Jones, contact, no whistle. And it's going to be the turnover against Minnesota. And a chance again to get it back to one or tie. And Zach LaVine is up to 29 points, a new season high for him.
He attacked Karl-Anthony Towns' closeout that time.
LaVine for the tie. And it's not only Jimmy Butler that's got a reunion he wants to win, it's Zach LaVine. And he is suddenly putting on a show. He's got 32 after knocking down his first three ball of the game. Back here in downtown Minneapolis, well, let's take you back to 1994-95, the end of the 94-95 season, the Nuggets and Kings.
Bryson Daly.
Basically a one-game playoff, final game of the regular season, just like this, winning in. The Nuggets won that 102-98, and according to the NBA, under the current NBA playoff format, this is the third time that there has been such a win in game, and that's starting 83-84. Jim, the Nuggets and Kansas City Kings actually played a game in 1982-83 to end that season, in which the Nuggets won in a similar scenario. And going all the way back to 1952-53, the Indianapolis Olympians beat the Milwaukee Hawks on the final day of the season.
That shouldn't even count.
4.4 seconds to decide a postseason berth. Both teams 46-35 on the season. Only one will go on. Both teams, all five starters on the floor. Millsap will inbound, Towns on him.
A steal here would be nice.
That would be really nice. Millsap gets it in. Jokic has it knocked away. What a defensive play! And Taj Gibson has been the glue guy all season long for the Timberwolves. Delivers yet again. 3 seconds. 1 second. The drought is finally over. 13 years of disappointment and frustration has come to an end. The celebration is on in the Twin Cities. Minnesota punching its ticket to the postseason. What a performance by Jimmy Butler tonight. Karl-Anthony Towns. Woo! They're looking for LaVine. They get it to Towns. Towns gives it up. Rubio for the three. Drills the triple with 1.6.
Well, of all the people on the floor right now, where would Rubio have come in for the guy that's going to get the three? Now, there is the concept that Ricky Rubio is the most likely to be open, so in a broken floor situation, because the play was not executed the way that they wanted to, the way they drew it up. But Rubio was wide open.
And Ricky Rubio, shades of what he did in Oklahoma City last year to win a game.
Yeah.
But Jim, the Timberwolves, going back all the way to 2011, in situations in which they needed a three, down three with less than 5 seconds to go before that shot, 1 of 16, including 13 consecutive misses.
Yeah.
That ends a lengthy drought over several years for the Timberwolves. It's been a long time coming to get a three when they need a three to tie a game, but still 1.6 to go for Philadelphia.
But I'm not even sure what Ilyasova is even doing inside the arc. Why would you be all the way in the paint if you're on Ilyasova? Why would you not be guarding somebody on the perimeter? Minnesota needs a three to tie.
Now they need a stop to get this game into OT.
1.6 is plenty of time to get a quality look.
Sixers do have 1 timeout remaining if they don't like what they see trying to get it inbounds.
Got to look and see how they're going to guard Ilyasova if they're going to switch here.
They find Covington underneath. Oh my goodness.
Brilliantly executed play by Robert Covington.
The last time the Timberwolves beat the Detroit Pistons, Kevin Martin had 24 in that game, but it was Nikola Pekovich who was the bigger story. Peck had 29, and Andre Drummond did not like playing very much against Nikola Pekovich. Peck and the Timberwolves amassed a 10-game win streak. And I spoke to Andre Drummond before the game tonight about Peck. I said, "You remember playing against Nikola Pekovich?" He said, "I hated it. I hated playing against him." He said he was too strong. I don't think Andre Drummond is used to playing against people that are stronger than he is.
And you may want to foul. This is something that you've been asking coaches all season long on what their philosophy is, Dave. You've compiled quite an audio file of coaches' philosophy here in the game situation. So whether or not you foul in this situation up 3, there's a lot of factors that go into it.
Steve Kerr told me something interesting when they were here 10 days ago. He said, you know, sometimes players in this situation will anticipate the foul, and then the defense might go and act like they're going to foul, and the player might put up a terrible shot because they want to try and get into the motion for the three, and then they don't get the foul call because the player doesn't commit.
If there's any team that you don't want to shoot the basketball in this situation, but if there's any team that can make a 4-point play in this situation and win, it's this team too. There's a lot of extenuating circumstances here.
You want to foul on the catch. Once they catch it, it's going to be too late.
And you got a foul to give here.
Durant gets it. He gets into the shooting motion. A whistle comes in. They count the bucket. No,
on the floor.
They're going to call it
before
on
he
the
was
floor.
before he was in a shooting motion.
Wow. Morocco wipes it off. Steve Kerr can't believe it.
It was on the catch. He wasn't in the shooting motion because he gets fouled immediately.
Take another
I agree with the call initially. He's fouling him right there. He's on the floor.
You're right.
He's still on the floor. He wasn't in an upward shooting motion when the foul was committed. He's foul right there. He's not upwardly shooting yet.
Perfectly executed. Curry steps back to tie. Oh my goodness, Steph Curry, you are ridiculous.
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen in however many years I've been involved with the NBA. You had an opportunity to foul him too, you know? That is insane.
What a sequence. Bayless was tentative to foul him because he knew once he reached into foul, he would go into the shooting motion.
When he's inside the arc, though, he's inside the arc right there.
Great point. How about Steph Curry? He's just matched his season high with his 11th made three. Tolliver throws it towards the rim. And they're going to call a foul. Karl-Anthony Towns was being held. Leon Wood with the whistle.
Unbelievable. And Andre Iguodala is just laughing. Steph Curry is leaving the floor. He's grabbing him. That's absolutely the right call. What are these guys talking about? The Golden State Warriors, man, they complained. I mean, unbelievable how much they complain.
And how many calls?
That's a foul on Kevin Durant.
How many
There's
calls
no
do they
question.
get away with over the course
It's
of?
unbelievable. I mean, like, that's absolutely a foul.
It's freedom of movement. It's an emphasis in the league, and Towns with the Timberwolves in the bonus to the line. Warriors are out of timeouts. If you're Towns, Jim, you almost should miss this second. With .5, it'd be better to miss.
I agree.
Ryan Saunders is telling Towns to miss it.
He's got to miss well, though. You can't just, like, throw it off the glass. You've got to hit the rim. You cannot foul if you're Minnesota in this situation, Cam Reynolds.
Towns, it rattles out, and that's going to do it. The Timberwolves hold on to beat the two-time defending champs. What a night with the overtime finish for the Wolves. And a delay of game has been called against Minnesota, and Jim, they had been issued a delay of game warning earlier in the game, so it's going to result in a technical free throw. This game has had everything. Wow.
That's unbelievable.
So the free throw will be attempted.
I don't think I've ever seen that call.
Gallinari gets it back to a one-point game. So now Towns will walk back down to the other end to shoot his second free throw.
If you miss the free throw, it's a much harder thing. I mean, obviously now, you know, a two-point shot can beat you. So if you miss this free throw, it's going to be a lot harder. If you make it, they get to take it out of bounds, and now you're throwing a long pass down the court, Dave. And that's when a foul can happen.
If you miss it, you lose on either a 2 or a 3. So, I mean, it's almost the
missing. You lose on a 2, exactly.
But it's almost the analytics, Jim. I wonder, almost might favor missing because you're going to be in a mad scramble. I don't think Towns plans on missing now.
Now you can't let him get a long pass.
They get a long pass. Schroeder at the buzzer! And we're going to overtime!
That's what I'm saying. Joel Embiid kept probing middle and then went towards more the free throw line, but the turnaround jumper was so sweet.
And then Embiid came over for the double team as Towns was working on Simmons. Oh my goodness! Karl-Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid! While they're still going at it on the floor, coach is getting involved. Didn't see what precipitated it, Jim, but that was heated. And you wonder, did anybody leave it either bench for either team?
You don't think this is a rivalry between these two guys, that these guys aren't taking this at heart? Joel Embiid got messed up against the Boston Celtics, took an elbow right in the lip.
Well, watching the backcourt, what happens here? Embiid comes over for the double team. And then Embiid with the push on Towns.
Jeff Teague getting in there a little bit as well.
As
helping
Ben Simmons.
Helping his teammate out. I like that.
Brett Brown in the middle of it. And then Simmons and Towns on the floor.
Someone's got to get Simmons off of Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't know why you're going to let him sit on him like that. Ben Simmons trying to dissolve the situation probably, but it just doesn't look good. they're both going to be ejected from the game.
There's no question.
You're not going to see those two play anymore. And you got to wonder if maybe Jeff Teague. But Jeff Teague was trying to get Embiid off of Karl. So I really like the fact that Jeff Teague got in there.
And is Simmons going to get ejected? I mean, he was still going after Towns at the end of it. And again, Jim, the other question is, did anybody leave either bench for either team? And you'd think it might be more likely somebody from Philly might have left the bench since it happened right in front of their bench.
It's one of these deals where I don't know if you're going to be able to see.
And they're showing a replay center review.
I don't know what these fans are yelling about. Joel Embiid is the one that started all this. I mean, like, it's been physical. He comes down there and double teams, and then he hooks Karl-Anthony Towns. I mean, he hooks Karl, and so he initiated all of it, and then he came at Towns. Towns was just trying to protect himself. These Philly fans have lost their minds.
Well, and on the replay that's shown overhead, it kind of looks like Towns lunged his arm forward, but it was an open hand, and it looked like he was trying to protect. But they're going to dissect this from every angle with the replay center in Secaucus. And you just wonder, Jim, I don't think there's any question the nights are going to be over for Embiid and Towns, possibly Simmons, but are there going to be suspensions on top of it? Towns pulls down his 11th rebound, another 20-10 game for Towns. Wiggins, 3. Wolves take the lead for the first time this half.
That's a couple of big threes for Andrew, and then the last 2-point take off the Jake Layman screen gives Andrew Wiggins a little bit of a fire right now. Great rebound by Robert Covington. Between Teague and Wiggins in this fourth quarter, those two have been excellent. How many times have we said that?
It's nice to be able to say.
Yeah.
Towns draws a double team. Wiggins wide open, looking for another, and he'll get another.
I love the redemption for Andrew Wiggins, and his teammates are so happy for him. Andrew is energized.
He's scored the last 8 for Minnesota. Wolves force another Heat turnover. And this Target Center crowd loving what they're seeing over these last few minutes by Minnesota.
Good for Andrew Wiggins.
Wiggins feeling it. Oh my goodness, Andrew Wiggins!
Look at everybody storming the court. I love it. Just looking for someone to take over, and Andrew said, it's my time.
Andrew has scored 11 consecutive points to put the Wolves up by 9. It's an 11-0 run, all courtesy of Andrew Wiggins.